Are you stuck at your MMR and can't seem to break out? Today, we're diving into expert advice from one of the greatest minds in Dota, Seb, who even before his back-to-back TI wins, shared invaluable insights in a 2016 blog post about improving as a support player. And trust me, this advice is timeless. This isn't your typical how to get free MMR video. This is foundational knowledge that can be applied in any meta and any skill bracket. You know the saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime? Well, consider this your fishing lesson for Dota that'll feed you MMR for years to come. We'll cover key areas like individual practice and solo queue, the gold mine that is replay analysis, and becoming a versatile player. And later, I'll share some of Seb's wisdom on how to practice effectively, not just clock in hours. As someone who has grinded thousands of MMR and played in the highest bracket, I can vouch for these tips. They've helped me and they'll help you too. So if you're serious about improving, stick around. In just about 10 minutes, you'll have a roadmap to hit those milestones you've been struggling with. Have you ever thought, does playing a lot of Dota automatically make me a good player? Well, the answer is both yes and no. While practice is essential, it's the quality of that practice that counts, and that's where Seb's insight comes in handy. First up, mastering your hero. Seb stresses the importance of using solo queue to hone your mechanics. It's not just about playing a hero, it's about mastering them. This involves getting used to the range of their spells, the way those spells interact with other spells and items, trying different item builds, getting to know the damage they can deal, the position they need to have in team fights. I actually have a video on this topic, so if you're interested, definitely give it a watch. But the gist is, the better you know your hero, the more mental bandwidth you free up to focus on other aspects of the game. The second crucial part of solo queue, warding and dewarding. According to Seb, effective warding is influenced by two main factors: the opposing team's playstyle and their hero lineup. For instance, if you're up against aggressive hunting heroes like Riki or Storm Spirit, expect their team to place offensive wards to help them look for kills. On the flip side, more passive heroes like Naga Siren or Medusa will likely prefer defensive wards to ensure their safety while farming. Understanding these nuances comes from playing a lot of solo queue games. You'll start to recognize patterns and strategies like keeping an eye on Roche when playing against Huskar, or placing Observer and Sentry wards together at the entrance of your jungle to scout enemy invis heroes. To sum up, solo queue is your training ground for mastering heroes and understanding the art of warding. If this feels overwhelming, try breaking down the process. Start with your hero's basic mechanics like getting used to the range of their spells, the way they interact with other spells or items, how much damage they can deal, and so on. Then move on to more advanced things like positioning and team fights. Step by step, you'll start to play at a level above most others no matter what bracket you're in. So now that we've talked about the importance of mastering your hero and warding in solo queue, you might be wondering, how can I measure my progress? How do I know if I'm actually getting better? Well, that brings us to our next point, replay analysis. This is where you can really dig deep to understand not just what you're doing, but why it's working or why it's not. Replays are like a gold mine. It is the access to people's brain and geniality, so why not use it? This is probably the best way of improving as a support. Seb's words couldn't be more accurate. Replay analysis is a cornerstone of improvement, especially for support players, and it's divided into two key areas: analyzing your own gameplay and studying others. First, let's talk about your own replays. Seb suggests that the primary goal here is to understand both your successes and failures. Did the enemy team react in a certain way to your warding? Did you miss an opportunity to counter-initiate a gank? These are the questions you should be asking yourself, and don't think a one game means there's nothing to learn. Sometimes you're carried to victory despite not playing your best. It might be uncomfortable to revisit a game where you didn't perform well, but facing your mistakes head-on is the only way to avoid repeating them. Switching gears, the second part of replay analysis is watching other people's games. According to Seb, this is even more crucial. Look at replays, try to understand what they do, and replicate how they do it. But remember, don't just blindly copy what you see. Every player has strengths and weaknesses. Your goal is to integrate their strengths into your own gameplay. Maybe it's their warding strategy or their spell usage during teamfights. Whatever it is, make it your own. In summary, replay analysis is a two-pronged approach, scrutinizing your own play to understand what you did right or wrong, and learning from others to refine your own style. If replay analysis seems overwhelming, let me know and maybe I can make a video on how to effectively analyze replays, since I find it quite fun. By incorporating this habit into your routine, you'll be well on your way to becoming a more effective support player. So far, we've covered mastering your heroes and the game-changing insights you can gain from analyzing replays. But Dota isn't just about individual skill or dissecting past games. It's also about having a broad understanding of the game's dynamics and mechanics. Next, we're going to explore what general practice means in Dota and how to improve at it. The final frontier in our Dota journey today is about becoming a well-rounded and versatile player by broadening your general game knowledge. There are 3 main avenues for this: playing different roles or heroes yourself, watching skilled players, or discussing strategies with others who are well-versed in the game or on a hero. If you're looking for a Dota community to chat with, consider joining my Discord server, link in the description. Seb offers a valuable perspective here. Whenever I feel like I lack knowledge about a certain hero or playstyle, I practice it myself to understand it fully. He uses Spectre as an example. Say you're a support player who finds it challenging to go up against Spectre. You could make minor adjustments in your gameplay to better deal with her, but Seb suggests a different approach. The best way to counter Spectre is to study Spectre players or play the hero yourself. This will help you understand her strengths and weaknesses. So, what does that mean in practical terms? After playing Spectre for a while, you'll get a sense of her power spikes, farming patterns, vulnerabilities. Having this knowledge will help you understand how to deal with her when playing against her. For example, maybe placing wards on a part of the map that you expect her to be farming at. And this principle isn't just about Spectre, it's universal. If you understand your mid laner's matchup because you played it or studied it, you can assist them more effectively. Or if you often find yourself reacting too late to an enemy Earth Spirit or Tusk, playing those heroes yourself will give you insights into when they're likely to rotate. To wrap up, expanding your game knowledge is crucial. This involves understanding a variety of heroes, matchups, and roles. It's similar to how pro teams study other teams. Understand their playstyle, and you can create strategies to counter it effectively. A last bit of wisdom from Seb. Focus on quality over quantity in your practice. 2 hours of focused practice is more beneficial than a full day on autopilot. If your gameplay starts to feel sloppy, take a break or review a replay for a fresh perspective. And when you do have focused practice time, try to make it intentional by having something specific to improve on. Remember, the journey to becoming a top-tier support player is a continuous one. The insights we've discussed here aren't just tips, they're your blueprint for success. Apply them consistently and you'll see your MMR climb. After all, the best players are made, not born. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and let me know what you learned in the comments. Thanks for 14k subs as well. I appreciate all the support. You guys are great. I also finally created a Twitter because apparently it's important to do so. So if you're into that, you can go follow me, link in the description. Still not sure what I'll be using it for, but at least it's another way for you all to reach out to me and we can chat there. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching and I hope you learned something new with me.